Narrow 4-3 loss to the Prince Albert Raiders. James Gallo, Derek Kletzel, joined by assistant coach Curtis Perverzov for his Magri Coaches Show. Curtis, I want to start in the first period. Do you feel as though, do you agree that your team came out fast, hungry, determined, and played very physical to set a tone in the hockey game?
Yeah, definitely agree. I think obviously we talked about our start the last couple games, and I thought for the most part we played a pretty solid game. I thought there was a lot of good things that we can look back on. Obviously, there's going to be some teaching moments as there always is, but game like this against a good team, I thought we did a lot of good things, and I thought our start was part of that.
What do you view as the biggest teaching moment coming out of this game?
I think there's individual moments that are going to creep up that we'll look at that whether it starts at the offensive zone blue line or urgency to win a race back to home plate. I really think that it's just these individual moments that it might not look like a whole lot as it's developing, but two or three plays later and it ends up in the back of your net. So I don't think it's a whole lot structurally. I think that there was just some individual moments with some guys that look back and need to be harder on and get the job done.
2 for 2 on the power play. What did you like that the group was doing out there tonight?
I just thought weren't being too stubborn. I think with our group, I think just sometimes there's a little bit of stubbornness to try and force plays that weren't there. I thought on McFadden's goal from McKenzie, I thought it was perfectly executed. It was two quick plays up top, over, hit the seam, and away it is. So I think for our group, it just wasn't about forcing it. It was about finding and creating lanes that and then take what's given. And so I thought that's what a lot of the success came from with our power play.
Third period, just 2 shots on net. Once they got their fourth goal to go up, it seemed like they just choked the life out of you guys. There just wasn't much space. Was there fatigue, or did they just know what they were doing defensively?
Yeah, I don't think it was fatigue. I think you run into a good team that can make two, three quick plays and they're out of their zone in a hurry. I thought our forecheck throughout the first 40 minutes was pretty solid. And then obviously, I don't want to use tiredness as a reason why, but I think for whatever reason they were just able to make and execute a couple quick plays before we were able to get there. Whether it was us just anticipating pucks going to the weak side and being a half a step late and against a good team, they don't need a lot of time to make plays out of their zone.
Five straight one-goal hockey games. Now 18 one-goal hockey games this season, where the Warriors have a record of 7-6-3-2. Curtis, is it catch 22 where you're in a lot of games, but those are a lot of games, unfortunately, that there's lost points for your team?
Yeah, I think every point's going to be crucial. We talked about that last week as well. I think what hurts is that it's just coming up with these individual moments, like I talked about before. And so I think, for our group, whether we don't get a lot of looks and we need to be very opportunistic with our chances, the same thing can be said with the way that we manage the puck. We got to be opportunistic and make sure that we're managing it effectively in all three areas of the ice. And when our group doesn't do that, there seems to be a common theme that it can end up in the back of our net. So I think tonight's another example of that.
Magri Coaches Show, the assistant coach Curtis Perverzov. Appreciate the time. Good luck as you get ready for the Edmonton Oil Kings and Regina Pats on the weekend.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Gallo, Derek Kletzel in the Golden West Trailer and Equipment broadcast booth. We go back downstairs, joined by Warriors 20-year-old Aiden Ziprick. First off, Aiden, congratulations to you. Points 99 and 100 of your Western Hockey League career. Does it feel like ages ago that you scored your first goal in the last game of that 23-24 season? Your next goal is the one in Saginaw. You've just taken off since then, so congratulations on your 2 points here tonight.
Yeah, thank you guys. Yeah, honestly, it doesn't really feel real. I mean, you get the first goal, and then from there they just find their way in the net. So I was fortunate to get two tonight, but nice win would have been nicer.
We talked to assistant coach Curtis Perverzov. We talked about being a lot of hockey games. That's the 18th one-goal hockey game for the Warriors this season. Aiden, how do you find that? Is it positive that you're in a lot of games, but frustrating because it's just sometimes those just little moments that the Warriors have lost some points this season?
Yeah, I think both those things. I think the biggest thing is just inconsistency. In a lot of the games where we feel good and we can compete with any team in the league. So it's just a matter of getting the full 60-minute games in, and we know we compete with any team. These guys are first in our conference, and the past few games have been one-goal games. So there's a lot of positives to look at it. Yeah, we just got to keep working.
I'd like to go back to your goal for a second, Aiden. You seem to score a lot of goals kind of from that high slot. You're comfortable there. What did you see on that moment when you got the puck up there?
Yeah, I think it was Fads who got it back to me up at the top, and as a QB on the power play, you kind of just look at the net first, and I looked at the net and saw kind of no one was in the way, and kind of had just a clear lane to walk down and shoot, and yeah, I'm really comfortable from that spot.
Coach Paraverzov was happy with the forecheck first two periods, especially the first period. Third period, you guys weren't able to create a whole lot of offense. What were you seeing? What was the reason that you guys just couldn't get sustained pressure?
Yeah, I think exactly that. I think starting the game, that was probably our best start to a game this year, and the biggest thing was the forecheck, and it's just a matter of effort and continuing to do the hard things. And when we do that, we look like a really good hockey team. So it's just a matter of staying consistent on that, and it'll wear teams down, and it'll keep us in games.
How hard does Prince Albert make it coming up through the neutral zone?
Yeah, really hard. Give them a lot of credit. They're a really good hockey team, and I think that's one of their biggest assets is they make it hard to get through the zone and clog it up pretty well. So you got to make either quick plays or just hard plays to get through them, and it makes it difficult.
Aiden Ziprick joining us downstairs. Aiden, again, we appreciate the time. Congratulations on point 99 and 100. Good luck as you get ready for Edmonton and Regina on the weekend.
Yeah, thank you guys. I appreciate it.